Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another live stream of the daily crypto news, I guess, huh? Have a ton of juicy crypto news I want to cover for y'all, but man, I was a couple minutes late to the stream, and you guys' comments have made me crack up. I just I just wanted to kind of wait even more to see what you guys are gonna write. You guys are funny, man. Really, I like this. I sorry. I've been really having a good time. You guys in the chat box, all the people that assemble here before the stream even start, you guys are a different breed, but in a really good way, man. That really made me crack up. I've had a good couple of minutes here laughing at y'all. All right. Having said that, we have a ton of different juicy crypto news. First of all, a couple of different pieces about the lawsuit. We have a couple of tweets, a couple of discussions that I think you guys will find really interesting. Then, want to head over into some new Binance news that I found out about. Apparently, they're joining a new little alliance, which I think is rather interesting. Moving over into Intel, who are getting into Bitcoin mining chips. Very interesting to see that coming around. Microsoft, a new metaverse deal for them, which is also rather interesting if you ask me. Mike Novogratz warning about crypto, which is hypocritical. Why? We'll get into in just a second. Why Ethereum could just explode? Well, I just have a couple of thoughts on that, which relates to the story. Same thing for this CBDC. It's going to relate back to the story. And then give me 2 seconds. Let me actually turn this off for a little second. Just for 2 seconds to see, because I saw something might be wrong. No, we're good to go. We're good to go. Let me turn it back on. And then crypto rich, but you can't buy a home. Little fun story about basically staying in crypto in the long journey. And then crypto.com got kind of like compromised for a little second, but they're acting as if nothing ever happened. So I have some fun thoughts about that too. Now, before we move on into any of that stuff, guys, if you're enjoying these streams every single day, make sure you press that like button. I promised that I was going to do a stream every single day, and so I'm going to stick by that promise. And I promise you that what we're going to be talking about today is by far one of the most interesting things we have seen in a very good while here. And we have a lot of stuff to cover, so we're going to definitely be around for a little while, just talking about everything that is going on. And yeah, I think you guys will enjoy. I do my best to find all this news, so make sure you press that button. And man, you guys are so funny in the chat box, man. I've been having a good laugh at this. So let me know in the chat box where you guys are watching from. Let's get it going. So first of all, I've been watching this discussion between David Schwartz and Jake Chervinsky. This is not the breaking news, even though it is something that's just going around right now. But basically, it's a little journey, I guess, of Jake and David going in a battle back and forth about the definition of Ponzi and whatnot. But a little bit later, it starts to get a little bit more serious, and he actually even refers to XRP in a couple of his parts. And you can actually read that down below here. I hate to say this, but I think the SEC gets it exactly right here, which is actually kind of funny, right? Because you think David Schwartz would be kind of against the SEC from some perspective because he works for Ripple. No source of return for investors, but other investors. Need for constant new money to survive, near certainty of eventual collapse. This talks basically about the definition of Ponzi, right? That's not what it's about. However, somebody asks, rightfully so, because everybody can ask on Twitter, right? How is it different from XRP, however? This Ponzi scheme that they're referring to of no source of returns for investors, but other investors. Need for constant new money to survive. Near certainty of eventual collapse, right? Somebody's asking a question. Well, he says XRP and the XP Ledger are intertwined. Among other things, XP Ledger was the first decentralized exchange, and today converts millions of dollars worth of assets each day with sub-penny transaction costs. Having a source of value beyond investors' money from actual utility is the difference. And I gotta quickly like that and actually retweet that maybe, because that's a very important part, and I might actually come back to this a couple of times as to why XRP, first of all, stands alone from Ripple on the side, but also why it's indeed actually really innovative. And a lot of people are forgetting this part, for example. The XP Ledger had, or was, the first decentralized exchange. Pretty crazy if you start thinking about that. However, let's get into this SEC thing, right? That's rocking their boats. Because this is cool and all, and I think it will help for the Ripple v SEC lawsuit, but so will the wrapped XRP on Ethereum that we covered earlier today. And so will quite a lot of other small parts. It's about the big stuff. Well, attorney Jeremy Hogan just tweeted this out, and it's been bugging me for a long time now. This tweet wouldn't get out of my head. So I had to read the Telegram case again, and John Deaton has the only reasonable conclusion. In preparing this lawsuit back in late 2020, the SEC didn't believe that XRP was still a security, or didn't believe it could prove it. What? Indeed, even in the Telegram case, the judge clarified that the token itself, in that point, was not the security. So why won't the SEC stipulate that XRP itself is not the security this time? Thanks a lot, John, for messing with my mind like that. This is actually a really big deal, and John, rightfully so, put this up yesterday on Twitter. Let's actually go over this a little bit. He's man, if you have a lot of time left, you might actually want to, do a whole freaking study on John Deeden's Twitter feed, because man, oh man, I've been following for a little while, but I have things to do in a day, and I can't keep up with this man. He's been digging so many facts. It's unreasonable. It is impossible to keep up with everything that he's been posting. It's insane. This man works so extremely hard to catch all these things in one right line, and oh my days, man, it's crazy. But one of the things that Jeremy Hogan specifically quoted here, let's actually check that out then. If the SEC believes all XRP are securities, then why does it allow all these illegal sales? Because, guys, remember what I said earlier today? I actually don't think it makes a lot of sense that the SEC right now is allowing XRP to be sold in such massive quantities. Remember, Ripple is getting 200 million XRP a month. That is, let's say about $200 million a month they can sell, and there's nothing against that. How can that be the case? And if they were sued for $1.4 billion of illegal sales in the past, is the SEC then claiming that, oh, those sales were not fine, but the sales from now on are fine? Are they claiming, what are they claiming? Why not seek a preliminary injunction to stop all sales like it did in the Telegram case? And well, these are different apparently. Even though you would kind of think that this case with Ripple is even more severe, because remember, they also sued Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, not just Ripple. The answer is clear. The SEC doesn't believe in its own case theory. The lawsuit was used as a weapon. And I don't like to say that out loud. I don't like to quote that. I don't like to resolute whatever into that saying. But when you start thinking about it in a deeper layer, like I sometimes do, man, it becomes clear that there's absolutely nothing which makes sense. Another kind of fact to add on top of this, guys, all right? Another fact to add on top of this. Here's Bank. Look at what he shared. XRP is listed under the New York pre-approved list for custody. Oh, I just shoved my microphone. Guys, are we still good? Oh, damn it, guys. I think I broke my mic. Are we good? No, I pulled a cord somewhere from a microphone. Let me try. Maybe you guys can still hear me, but it looks for me as if the microphone is broken. How are we still good? Guys, my microphone is messed up. No, how can you hear me? Yo, this is scary, yo. If you can still hear me through this, that means my microphone is doing some ninja stuff, man. Wait, let me test. Are you hearing it here? Okay, say 1 or 2. What can you hear better? Because I need to check which microphone is using. 1, 2. Please say 1 or 2 in the chat box real quick. Okay, this is... Wait a minute. Let me retest. You guys are saying 1 and 2. Wait. Let's try it. I'm going to tick. All right. It is not my voice. Hear the ticking sound, guys. Okay, test. And again, number 2. You heard 3 ticks. Which one was louder? Number 1 or number 2? Why are you guys all saying 3? Okay, no, it's definitely 2. What just happened? What just happened there? People all saying 3. I hear 4 ticks. Okay, you must definitely work on that one. How can you, this guy says he heard 4 ticks. Okay. But the majority of the guys are saying it's 2, so I'm assuming I need to keep talking into this microphone right here. Yes. All right. Let's look at this. I'm just checking this all out. I hope it's all good, by the way. By the way, if you haven't pressed that like button yet, make sure you press that button. We have almost 450 people watching. That is crazy. You guys are crazy. All right, but let's stick to the facts here. What I wanted to say is XRP is listed under the New York pre-approved list for custody. New York regulator greenlights 14 crypto, and know what? XRP is approved for Custody. This makes absolutely no sense in my world anymore. Because apparently, this was updated October 4th, meaning about a year after the lawsuit. And you got to think about it for yourself. How can they, in this state, then still allow all the approving of new custody solutions? I understand that custody is something way different from transacting, but as a base layer, you cannot really claim that XRP is a security, an unregistered security itself, not just the sales of it all. That's the key difference here, right? If the SEC claims that every sale of XRP is the selling of an unregistered security, it's a different case altogether than saying that XRP itself, which again compares to the oranges in the Howey test, are the securities. Why? Well, if XRP itself is the security, then the custody, in my own non-lawyer opinion, right? Not in my own little tiny brain. That's what makes sense to me, that if XRP were to be a security on its own, then a official New York blah, 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 blah cannot just say, well, you're fine to hold it, whatever. Hold these unregistered securities. Keep them, all right? Ask money to actually hold them for other people, these illegal pieces of garbage. And you know what? Ripple selling or doing something with them, selling them right now, no, it's fine. It doesn't line up. I can add 1 and 2 together. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Another test actually I should do is I've been messing around with my settings for like a couple of hours, but I need to actually see if, wait a minute. I actually have different scenes set up, but how can I make it so that you guys can actually hear what is, on my screen? I think I can actually audio input device. Let me try this. Add existing. Let's see if you guys can actually. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Say yes or.
And so we went to the highest regulator in the land.
Can you guys hear that? I just added a new microphone or an audio input capture into my recording stuff or my live streaming stuff. Not sure if that. Oh, are you seeing black screen now? We good? No, you guys can hear. All right, perfect. Dusty must be Italian. Talks with his hands. Sometimes I need. I slap my head sometimes when we do some streams. It adds some emphasis to my point. I think because I always gotta relate back to myself. It doesn't make sense. I gotta then smack my head a little bit to make it make sense from some strange way. It works sometimes, so it works. All right, it said we have a lot of XRP. Can we watch this? Am I gonna get in trouble for that? I guess we'll figure it out later on, huh? It's a Block Hash podcast. I think he appreciates us talking about it. We'll give him credit for it. It's the CEO of Polysign. But I guess Polysign is so connected to XRP/Ripple that it's not really fair. Because even if they do hold a lot of XRP, that really does not mean too much, except for the fact that I guess it's officially fine to even hold it, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Should we watch it, guys? Or what is good? What is good? What is wisdom? Yeah, let's
XRP as well. We've got a lot of XRP.
Never mind. He actually talks about it in the first 1 second. So we didn't really need to check out the full thing, I guess. I don't know. We got it. All right. We heard him say he's holding a lot. Yeah. That's all we needed to do, I guess. Well, perfect. Then, by the way, the official, which is why I justified calling my video breaking Ripple XRP lawsuit. Because you might say, man, Dusty, you dumbass, this is not breaking. None of the stuff you show is not breaking. Well, here you go. A little whiny baby. Here, satisfy yourself. Attorney Robin A. Linsenmayer has withdrawn as one of the attorneys representing Chris Larson because she is leaving the employ of Paul Weiss. So officially, it's a breaking Ripple XRP lawsuit update. And you know why she left, or he Robin A. Lindsay. I have no idea if this is a woman or male or whatever. Little joke. I said her. I messed up. I said his is most likely her, I guess. SEC officials knocked on the door. I would also flee. It's just a joke. I was thinking, it would be funny if I say that, right? Then I was thinking, well, maybe actually not. Maybe the SEC doesn't take kindly to my jokes, and all of a sudden I'm going to get a FBI, open up! You guys, I was not really ready for that. So, I just put some emphasis that it's really a joke. All right, you never know what to lose with the SEC or what can go. After they sued Ripple, anything goes here. I'm watching out for my words right here. And then again, Binance. I'm not sure, guys, about the whole Ripple SEC lawsuit thing, man. The more I read into it, the more I just understand that it doesn't make sense. I've covered this 1,000 times before. John Dean seems to add up all the facts, which basically put me into a mental state of, man, I'm so confused that I'll just take in everything he says, but it's almost like nothing is really adding on top of the freaking little space that's been filled in my brain. After you've read as much as I have about this lawsuit, I think a lot of you guys are on the same page because I make videos about it all the time. But you start to understand that literally nothing adds up. It all points to a different direction. You can fetch 1,001 different theories. I can make 1,001 different videos about covering John's quotes. But I try to comprise these things together when we have a new theory or a new piece of evidence that makes things even more confusing. Not just with every one single step to one direction. Because, oh boy. Now, what I've actually heard from a couple of people as well, including John Deaton, is that apparently your XRP can be held, like what one of the, we're going to show it. I'm not going to say it out loud. Can be held, this word right there, all right? Can be held this. Why? Well, apparently, and this is just allegedly, because I haven't actually confirmed this, but John Deaton told me this, so I believe him. What is up is that if you have your XRP right now in a couple of different retirement accounts, you might actually not be able to take it out, which sometimes makes me wonder exactly why that could be the case, because once more, that kind of goes against what is happening mostly in the lawsuit right now, where a lot of different places are still allowing it and are fine with it, or even are right now given the seal of approval. It really kind of goes against one another, because why would one place not allow you to deposit or withdraw anymore? Why would Coinbase right now not be happy if you deposited your XRP on there? What would make them not satisfied with that? I'm not even sure, guys. Can you still deposit XRP onto Coinbase or only withdraw? Because from a certain perspective, all they'd have to remove is the trading feature. Why would they actually stop you from withdrawing your XRP on there? That wouldn't really make a lot of sense to me. Is it disabled or is it still good? Let's check it out. Coinbase XRP deposit. I'm not sure if I can find it for myself. You're still able to deposit and withdraw XRP. Okay, so there it's fine. How then can a company that John Dean talked to me about, what was it now? It was like a retirement type of company. They would not allow you to sell or transact or take out your XRP anymore. But I'm checking now on the interwebs, and you can withdraw and deposit from them. Hey, you can actually see a website that I opened before from Coinbase. Very, very peculiar. I'm not exactly sure which one it is anymore, so I can't quote too much on that. Somebody says XRP mooning 131. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Still needs to convert XRP to USDC in order to withdraw. To convert is a trade. No idea what you mean with that. All right. Having said that, let's cover some other news. So Binance apparently is joining a new alliance. They joined the National Cyber Forensics and Training Alliance to fight cybercrime. What a line. But I think we all get it. Binance has to hold up a little facade of being very progressive. And actually, guys, on that same line, I've been reading a lot into Larry Fink. If you don't know who he is, he's the CEO and chairman of BlackRock, the biggest investment company in the world, owning $9 trillion-ish under assets under management. I've been reading a lot into him. And one of the things which I basically came across is that there's a specific score. Now, I forgot the score abbreviation, but it basically stands for his climate score, right? From some perspective, and how progressive some companies are in that sense. And he basically said, if you want to get continued support from BlackRock, you better have your score up there. What I kind of noticed is that I'm seeing kind of a similar type of thing at a lot of these San Francisco companies specifically, because obviously California, San Francisco is very progressive. But what we're seeing with Ripple as well, and I sometimes wonder, why would you ever let go of a statement that you're trying to become carbon neutral in 2030? This is like, you guys know I love XRP to the bottom of my core, but from Ripple's side, right? I'm thinking a little bit of a cheaty thing. Why would you announce that in 8 years from now you want to be carbon net neutral when in reality, you can be it next year if you wanted to, or you can do it rather quickly? or why not just not announce it at all then? Just say you're working to like 2030. It's like, 8 years from now. Irrelevant. Wow. Unless it's just literally from the perspective of what I just told you guys about. And then sometimes when I look at Ripple's initiatives of their universities and whatnot, and the grants for that, I sometimes think Ripple indeed is also on a little bit of a path of getting a lot of goodwill, really. But I kind of thought about it from Binance's perspective too. Joining the National Cyber Forensics and Training Alliance to fight cybercrime. I don't know. I feel as if Binance does not really care about the cybercrime as much for themselves, except for the fact because they just block it from wherever they can, right? But I guess it's like a logical step into the right direction for them as well. If they can put up the foray that they are against cybercrime and they can help in this and everything in that park, regulators might look at crypto exchanges and whatnot and think, wow, they're actually doing something good for society. Meaning, maybe it's not even for them themselves, but it's just a smart tactical move. And that's actually one thing we gotta keep thinking about whenever we see these crypto companies do something, that maybe it's not for the people, but maybe it's just for their own benefit. And a lot of these guys might just go big, go sell out, and then be done. I guess CZ is kind of at a stage where he doesn't need to, right? This man has potentially the wealthiest man alive right now. Some people estimate his wealth, which was just estimated right by Forbes and whatnot, at 96 billion or so. I think it's unfathomable how much he has. It's not really to be put in words or numbers in that sense. I think it would, if we had to put a real valuation, it would be closer to $500 billion or so of what he really has and controls. You got to remember a couple of different things. Binance, from a certain perspective, has the power to control Bitcoin in the sense that they control so much. First of all, they're the biggest exchange in the world. Second of all, they have connections to all the major mining pools and everything in that nature, so they can always say, hey, something big happened, let's change things up. They have the authority. And we can kind of go on for a couple of hours about basically what type of power they have. But I guess let's just keep it to what it is, right? I just wanted to say, we got to keep looking at some of these companies and how they're going to cash out or what they're doing to us or how we should perceive them and what they really are in the background. FVW. Wow, FVB, I mean, sorry. Welcome to the channel, my friend. You finally became a supporter, huh? You've been in the channel for so long. I see you comment all day. Welcome, my friend. What's up? What's up, Chadwick? Intel, apparently, right? Planning Bitcoin mining chip reveal at the upcoming conference. All right, by the way, we have 450 people watching. Let me tell you guys right now. If this video gets to 500 likes before 30 minutes, no, I got to do it before 28 minutes. Before we hit the 28-minute mark, we'll do a big giveaway. How much are we going to give away? Not sure. Because in total, as I said before, I have $3,000 that you guys can win right now. But we're going to do, let's do 120. If we get to 500 likes before 28 minutes, I'll do $120 to basically 2 people. So we're going to 60-60. All right, for 2 people watching, or maybe we'll pick 4. So 60 times 4. All right, whatever. If we get at 28 minutes, hit 500 likes, you guys can keep checking that out. We'll do $250 giveaway, not XRP, $250. We'll calculate then. And we'll do 4 winners. We'll just pick them random. You guys need to find me a website to pick a random winner because that never works for me, but all right. So you guys know that's your goal. All right. Intel plans Bitcoin mining chip reveal at the upcoming conference. The chip manufacturer will soon showcase an extra energy-efficient Bitcoin mining ASIC. Wow. All right. So this is good and bad. From one perspective, it's bad because it shows these guys care a lot about making things even more energy consumptive. All right. They're going to even incentivize it. But it's good because they want to create an energy-efficient Bitcoin mining ASIC, as they already know that people are going to be mining anyway. So rather they make it as energy-efficient as possible from some perspective, at least I think. An ASIC is an application-specific integrated circuit. That's what ASIC stands for, application-specific integrated circuit. Such machines are commonly used in the Bitcoin mining industry today in order to stay competitive. Unlike Ethereum, where a GPU can actually do okay, GPU processors are hardly optimal for the job, and actually you're not going to really make money with that, I think, if you're mining Bitcoin whatsoever. I guess you can, but it kind of not really. So, yeah, they're basically going towards the right direction with that. And apparently, Jack Dorsey's block recently confirmed plans to build a new Bitcoin mining system. System is intended to be better suited for at-home use as well. I guess a lot of that is not to actually make money, but it's mostly to keep the network afloat. Because if you're, for example, in the Netherlands, I think it's nearly impossible to make money with mining Bitcoin, basically, without a really optimized setup. But that's just my thoughts. And then let's get into this one. All right. Oh, I need to adjust my seating, man. Microsoft frames $69 billion Activision Blizzard deal as metaverse move. And I remember one fun thing. Every time I used to say, oh, I need to readjust, you guys were calling me fat in the chat box, huh? But I guess right now, man, even when I checked the comments from my face reveal thingy, the majority of you guys thought I was really fat. Do I have a fat person voice? Do I sound like no, nothing against that, by the way. I mean, to everybody, that's not what I meant. But it's just that so many people thought so. That's what I was like, why? You know? I don't know. It was like, it's not a couple of people. Let's say about 45% of the people said, whoa, I thought you were a lot fatter, bald, and a white dude. That was interesting to me. Just a little side note. You know, I've just been reading through that. It was kind of funny to me. You know, no judging, no bad things, anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I noticed that and I found it kind of entertaining. So, yeah. But apparently, the massive deal unites the Minecraft and Call of Duty publishers with an eye towards the coming metaverse. Microsoft will acquire Call of Duty Warcraft publisher Activision Blizzard for $70 billion. With the deal, Microsoft says it'll develop building blocks for the metaverse. Wow. That is actually a really big deal. Microsoft shook up the video gaming industry this morning, announcing that it will acquire publisher Activision Blizzard, the company behind Call of Duty and Warcraft, in a deal valued at $70 billion. And Microsoft says that it's a move made in anticipation of the metaverse. And I told you guys before, I actually have told you guys this 1,000 times already, I think. If you're not investing heavily into metaverse crypto, I think you're gravely mistaken. That does not mean you should all of a sudden put your entire portfolio in it. But I am telling you, make sure you check out whenever I make a video about the top 5 metaverse coins and all that stupid stuff, because there's just a high probability that those coins are like the ticket to free, easy gains over the next couple of months. Right now, for example, the prices are not really crazily pumping at any point. I mean, I did make a video about Theta a couple of days ago, but it's not really a crazy pump, not really doing too good, right? That's because Bitcoin is down and that these announcements are not really known by the mainstream too much. The moment that some crazy new news, like for example, Warcraft Metaverse or something like that hits the markets, or Meta makes one new announcement, you guys will see how crazy this might get in terms of all these prices. Man, I'm telling you right now, not financial advice, but just know, all right? Just know it can definitely go pretty quickly. Let's put it like that. It can go pretty quickly, and I want to be there when it happens. Minecraft Metaverse. I'm also sometimes confused with what exactly we call Metaverse, right? Because I guess Minecraft and Warcraft, if you're just playing it, it's already, most video games are by definition Metaverse, no? It's like a universe. If it's a role-playing game, most of the time it's like an entire universe inside there. So if it's an MMORPG, it's like a universe, no? So is it not just Metaverse then? But I don't know. I don't know the definition of it officially anyway. Mike Novogratz issues bearish warning about crypto. We actually kind of talked about this before. When I said, yesterday we covered, or I think maybe it was today, I don't remember. There was like a discussion about one guy saying that there was a 30% chance of Bitcoin hitting $30,000. And I said like, okay, so if there's a 30% chance of Bitcoin crashing, there's a 70% chance of it not happening, if I can deduce that, right? And that basically means we shouldn't follow his warning. Mike Novogratz is not on the same page, but he says tens, bonds breaking down. As long as rates go higher, we will see pressure on Nasdaq and crypto. 2% seems a logical target for tens. So, again, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with this information. So, yeah, it's like he issued a bearish warning about crypto and tech-heavy Nasdaq. Well, yeah, but no. He said, claiming that they will remain under pressure as long as the rates go higher. Yeah, but no. I mean, that's logical deducing. You can see, okay, if there's pressure, that's scary. But that does not mean that things are going to go. What is that supposed to mean? As long as rates go higher, which could definitely be the case, we will see pressure on Nasdaq and crypto, which is definitely logical deduction, which we've covered on the channel before. 2% seems a logical target for tens. Not exactly sure what we're supposed to do with this information. Anybody who's looked for about a couple minutes into the markets knows that this is going on, knows that the interest rate is definitely going to be going up and it's going to be an interesting little situation. And by the way, he's talking about 10-year treasury notes when referring to that. Yeah, so I'm not so sure why this is such a big deal or big news. He's like, when things are under pressure, they're under pressure. That's what it felt like to me when he said that, but okay. A little side note, by the way. This is actually really important. Many people don't know about this. And by the way, have you eaten fruit today, y'all? If you haven't gotten yourself any fruit, I got myself some mango and what's the name? What's the name in English? Mandarin? Man, is it even the same name in English or is it? Yeah, Mandarin, right? Because I never use Mandarin if we're not talking about freaking the Chinese language. Mandarin in Dutch. I think it's also Mandarin in English. I think so. Wow, that's strange to me all of a sudden. That's funny, Mandarin. Small oranges. Nah, man. William, I don't think so, bro. What happened? Check the beginning of the stream, my friend. We're not going to go over that for right now. We have more news to cover. And also have some Zumo de Naranja. I don't remember what it's called in. No way. What happened, please? Please be alive. The phone is... Oh, it's dented a little bit again. Oh, no, it's wipeable. Good. All right. The phone took a hit before. And it's not about the phone itself. It's about the principle of me not buying a case for this phone. When everybody told me, buy a case. I did not buy a case for the phone. So now, because of that little, the determination of me keeping it steady, if I all of a sudden show up with a freaking cracked iPhone 13 Pro Max, I'm going to, be like So either I'd have to buy a new one instantly, replace it, and make sure that nobody saw me go to the store, which is a possibility, or I have to keep up the appearance that I'm a good owner of a phone. So whenever it falls like this, I get a heart attack. Not because the phone is broken, which most people have. No. Purely because I can't keep up my charade that this thing would never fall, never break, or do something. All right? Remember, if you were here during one of my previous live streams, you remember when we opened up some champagne together because we're going to celebrate the bear market? I accidentally cracked my my phone screen a little bit. Yeah, I'm keeping up the appearance that never happened, all right? So if any of you guys see me, never mention the phone. Specifically not when my people are around me because nobody can know, right? That's our little secret from the chat box. So, yeah, we're not buying a case. However, this little story that we have in front of me is actually very important, mostly because I've talked about this 1,000 times, yet many people don't get the same insights that I have about this. What I mean, the story goes like this. Let's say you are a crypto investor, which the majority of you guys are. What's the plan, though? What's the plan? What do you want to do with that? I think for the most part, you want to get rich with crypto and cash out. Wait, let me look up the perfect... Let me look at the perfect plan, all right? So, a lot of people, it's like you start up your crypto investments, you get some money out of that, and you get big, and what's your goal? This is the plan, right? I think this is officially the plan. 4 points. First of all, you start up your crypto business a little bit, cash in, sell out, bro down. That's, I think, what a lot of people have in plan when they're getting into this crypto investment space. What they're going for. Having said that, define cashing out? What are you going to cash out towards? And I've talked about this 1,000 times before as well. Where do you want to cash out to? That is a better investment. Usually, whenever I talk about cashing out, I talk about basically taking money from one investment into another. It's very important to get this mindset straight. If you are going to cash out to fiat, when you know in reality that this year fiat went down 7%, then you could have better just kept it in your investment, because even though it's more volatile, you have a higher probability that over a 10-year period, you'll make money on that in comparison to losing, get guaranteed with at least 20%, but most likely more than that, if you kept it in fiat. So from that perspective, then why would you cash out? It's only for the quote-unquote safety. But define safety, because the dollar's not essentially safe. Look back at, for example, 1940 with the Deutsche Mark. Look back at a lot of these hyperinflation cases. It can always happen to you. So define safety there. It's not really something we can use. So what then can we buy? One thing you can always buy is, I guess, a house, right? I guess there's one thing. So from that perspective, this announcement is nice. However, I often like to kind of get back to this and say, well, but then you never need to cash out, though, because if you keep your crypto and you just buy whatever you want with crypto, which is the goal eventually, then the whole point of our ecosystem and the growth and whatnot is that you're never going to need the fiat anymore. If you're thinking, you know what, I'm using crypto to make more fiat, then you're literally just a benefactor, a benefit or whatever, that's utilizing a specific thing for their own personal gain without any care, I guess, about the actual underlying investment. You're basically investing into something, not believing in what you're investing in, which basically is pretty dumb if you ask me. Because I personally think crypto will become the main standard eventually, which again might be, I guess, a CBDC crypto hybrid, but I believe there's potential for Bitcoin or some sort of thing to become a reserve currency or things of the sort. I'm not exactly sure the system would really look akin to what we have now, but it's about the idea. Having said that, I'm also quite logical in thinking, well, it's not really safe to keep all of my money in crypto forever because you got to diversify. But what is then better? And whenever I look at things, the only thing which I can think of is if you buy a house, a home, it's a really bad investment if you ask me in terms of ROI, in terms of liquidity, because you can't really sell it quickly. But in terms of safety, I think it's the safest thing to go for. Then again, is that what we want to go for? Safety. If we're that safe of an investor, you'd really not go for crypto from the beginning anyway. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that for a long time. You know, and some guys say don't forget the tax. Now, fortunately, you know, depending on where you live, you might not have to deal with that problem. A lot of you guys do, though. In that sense, yeah, you got to remember that, too. The moment you cash out, you got to pay your taxes. And that's going to also get a big dent in that. So Jennifer says stack silver for safety. Because, you know, getting a lot of different assets is a good thing. Like, for example, get some silver, get some gold, get potentially... I'm making it sound as if it's really easy, right? But I'm thinking like maybe get a house purely for safety and stuff. But it's not the dream, at least not for me in my head. I don't want to own a house necessarily. I don't really have the feeling for that. I'm fine with renting something, even though I can definitely buy a home. Don't get me wrong. I can. I just don't want to. In the same sense that CZ from buying a CEO, right? $500 billion net worth, kind of. I don't think he owns a home. First of all, he doesn't have to, because if you're that wealthy, you can kind of never get poor again. You know what I mean? You can never really get that broke where the home is going to make a difference if you're that extremely wealthy and have such a successful business, which I guess kind of falls into my same category as well, which is like the home is not going to be my savior. But that again depends, because I want to relate this further, guys, and sorry if I'm ranting on a little bit. What is really holding you steady then? Is it my Instagram business? Is it my YouTube stuff? Is it my crypto investments or this, that? Any one of these things can definitely be gone within a year, for example, and not work. Internet problem? Okay, boom, 98% now, okay, not all of my businesses, but the majority of my businesses are done and over. I have a couple of ones that are in real life, which work fine, but the majority of them are, boom, out of the way. If the euro has a big problem, boom, majority of my fiat is now messed up. And again, we have a crypto, boom, boom, 98% of my net worth is just wiped out. What is safe? What is good? And I've been thinking about that for a long time. I just wanted to kind of get those thoughts into your head. Do with it as you please. But, yeah, that's just what I quickly wanted to kind of get out there. And it made me, it kind of got into that little line of thinking because of this article. Because usually when I make these retirement guides, and I get a lot of calls from people about that, about retirement and goals and whatnot. I usually come back to, why would you want to cash out for, and where are you going to put it into? They say, yeah, into my savings or something. I'm like, what? You're going to make money in crypto to put it into savings? That's an interesting one. Because theoretically speaking, every time you pull out a crypto, you want more money to invest in crypto. I kind of think so. It's like a little stupid circle, maybe. All right. Once more, remember the plan. No, just kidding. Not financial advice. Then Crypto.com went down for a little bit. Little warning for all of y'all. I use Crypto.com myself. Can I say it's safe? No. I told you, if you're putting $500,000 in, is nice. €500,000. You can get about I don't know, 12% a year, $60,000, 60,000 euros a year, which is definitely not okay. Oh, let me rephrase that. No, let me rephrase that even more. Let me think. Give me a second. It can be. No, I need to think about my words here because everything sounds a little bit like a dumbass from my side as well. Got to remember, there's a lot of people watching. There's 450 people watching my every word. If I say something stupid, somebody eventually is going to slap me in the face. So I got to be careful of that. Guys, remember, I'm a little bit stupid sometimes. So when I say something stupid like that, understand? I'm a little bit stupid. So you can all, just blame me for being ignorant. Please do. I'm not perfect. What I wanted to say was, if you put in €500,000, it's a crazy huge amount of money. It's a very nice passive income, 60,000 euros a year. That's like, you can live your life with that. I think everybody can. Having said that, of course, not many people have 500K to just put in. Understandable. And also, well, even if you got all the money to put it in, what if? Right? What if we get another situation like this where all of a sudden you can't withdraw, or this or that, or this or that? It's a thing which a lot of people are downplaying nowadays and not really think too much about. But in reality, the majority of things which you guys are putting your trust into, and I'm saying you guys being a freaking hypocrite because I'm on the exact same path. The majority of methods that we use right now are pretty scary. And it's really about risk management. I use almost every single exchange I talk about daily. If there's a link for it down below, I use it. Facts. But I think about it in a sense of, as long as I keep the majority of my assets in safe storage, then anything I trade with, anything I get yield with is in my head fine if it were to be lost. It's not true. If I lose all that money that I have in yield protocols, I'm going to definitely cry for a little second. I mean, money doesn't really matter that much, but it's like, nah, never mind. I'm not going to cry. I'm a stupid ass. I guess we should see it as a lesson, right? One of the books I read, they described it as every time you make a mistake like that, every time a hack like that happens, see it as the cost of learning, or see it as the cost of doing business in that sense. That sometimes you make mistakes and grow as a better person. I mean, that's the way that things go, I guess. So I shouldn't really be too sad about that. I've had it multiple times, actually, that my money got stolen. Do you guys remember about that? If you've been around for the channel for a couple of years, you actually should remember that Cryptopia, one of the exchanges that we had a lot of money on at that point, 2017, I think, or 18, I don't remember, that actually got, went away. And back in the day as well, when I was pretty young, kind of fun, we were investing quite a lot of money into all these different shitty protocols, man. It was crazy because we're trying stuff out. And man, oh man, did we lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's kind of fun to think about, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. No, I think 5 or 4 years ago, not 6 years ago. That was too long. It's kind of crazy sometimes to think about that. But at that point, when the money comes quickly, it goes in and goes out quickly. It's not that big a deal. When you start to sometimes look back, when I think back, I'm like, oh man, the amount of money that was being lost by literal scams and scam coins at that time, it's insane. I remember the time when we bought Encash and Redcoin and a couple of Verge and whatnot. I remember there was John McAfee's shit coin of the week or something like that, coin of the week, where he basically got paid a couple $100,000 and he pumped a coin. We were on the freaking channel with the guys in Discord, just like let me actually put a little thingy here. We were like this, just spam clicking his Twitter with the notifications on or whatever to make sure that when his next coin is going to drop, that we'd get on there as soon as possible. Man, if I think about all that and how much money people lost on that, it's so stupid, man. And I really, really wish that I could tell everybody out there everything that's in my head about all this crypto knowledge so you hopefully never get scammed, hopefully never lose money in any way, shape, or form like this. But one of the most important things to understand is just that almost any exchange or any protocol out there can only be trusted up to a certain point, even Binance. It's too big to fail, you might think. Well, look at Lehman Brothers, right? People think something's too big to fail. It's never true. It's too big to get this, that, never true. Almost anything out there you should always be skeptical of. Not your keys, not your coins. It's the truth behind it all. It is. And even if it's your keys and if it's your coins, you can never really trust too much in crypto either, in the sense that, really, one day Satoshi might wake up, funnel all his Bitcoin onto a DEX or an exchange, and actually destroy the entire space. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. But theoretically speaking, maybe some new researcher comes out with the craziest quantum computer with evil intentions to actually crack Bitcoin, and it works. In theory, there's so many things which are possible, which should make you realize that You should always be wary of these different things. Maybe not, pay too much attention to all of that stuff, but think about it at least. Hopefully I'm not rambling too much. It's just some thoughts that I wanted to portray upon you. I feel like Charles Hoskinson sometimes when I do this stuff. I'm going into just different topics to portray some knowledge. I don't mean to sound like a guru. I've just been around for a little while, and I have some stories of my mistakes that I want to share, or things that I've learned throughout the journey. And a little fun fact about why Ethereum may explode in coming July. Actually, I think is almost certain that Ethereum will do well the next couple of months as long as Bitcoin keeps neutral or net positive. Obviously, as we have a couple of nice upgrades coming up for Ethereum. And from a certain perspective, since they've become deflationary, over longer periods of time, the price will just keep increasing anyway, if you ask me. I don't know if you guys are you holding Ethereum? A lot of you guys? Very often when I check y'all, you're really XRP in the plus, Ethereum in the minus. So people really despise it. But honestly, with Ethereum 2.0 and whatnot coming up, there's a very high probability that the coin will just keep doing well. So even if you don't like it, don't, what does Da Vinci say? Don't date it, that doesn't mean you can't trade it. In the same sense, even if you don't like Ethereum, I'm not really sure that would mean that you couldn't actually hold it on or something like that. Lee says, if your coins are stored on the exchange, ask yourself who truly controls them and who truly owns them. One of the most fun facts to kind of see right there is that, indeed, if you send money right there and they don't assist you in taking it out, you can never take it out yourself, Once you've sent it to them, it's literally sent to them. It is their wallet that you're sending money to, right? And it's different from a traditional bank and whatnot in the sense that you can walk up to them and be like, hey, man, something went wrong. Can you please help me out? With a Binance, you can ask the support, which is a guy potentially in, I don't know, pick a place. Potentially India, China, whatever. I don't think it's going to be China. You guys get my drift, right? Maybe India. It's going to help you. Philippines, Malaysia. But, that's basically where that line ends. They can maybe help you through the phone. You can't really walk there. And I usually, I don't know. I feel like it's more trusting when you can actually walk up to their office and you can see their faces. They have to lie to you in your face instead of just hiding behind a computer screen and just not answering your stuff anymore if they can't work it out. Somebody says, what about BSC Pat? What happened, my friend? What's going on? So yeah, I mine ETH and get paid in XRP. Nice. All right, I'm just checking out the comments here real quick from you guys. See what you all have written down. XR Doge is a joke. Are you guys still holding XR Doge? Is it a joke? I don't. I've never really been a fan of it. I've learned, however, if I say it's bad or stuff like that, a lot of you guys are really not for that. A lot of you guys love XR Doge, so I'm definitely not on the path to say it's bad. I am going to say, rightfully so, I think, that I don't hold it, and I am never going to buy it. If you guys give it to me for free, I'll keep it if you want, but I'm definitely not going to buy it, nor do I think it's something that's smart to buy. But at the end of the day, what do I know, right? I mean, I never would have guessed that Shiba Inu would have popped off this much anyway either. For anything, even if it's as dumb as can be, there's potential. So the risks outweigh the benefits of a Swiss CBDC, says SNB governing board member. This does not mean the SNB is not interested in a CBDC. Better focus is to look at the role that wholesale CBDCs could play, said Andrea Mechler. Or Mechler. How do you pronounce this? Machler. I think Machler. Andrea Machler. I would think so. If it's a Swiss, Machler. I would think so. But maybe it's like the French side of Switzerland. Margelé. Ah oui? C'est Margelé? No, okay. XP will skyrocket. XDOJ is a meme coin. Yo, what is this? What are you guys talking about with your diamond? Max, what is wrong with you, my friend? Max, what are you doing? I can see some of your comments are getting blocked for the people, just so you know. But I'm reading what you're saying, bro. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, my friend? Take it easy, my friend. Take it easy, bro. Interesting choice of words. I'm not gonna read that out loud. Why do you keep saying that? He said, nah, you guys can't see it because it's blocked. I'll not show it to you in the chat box either. But all the moderators can see what he's saying, and it's interesting. Very interesting. Very peculiar. Not sure why he would do that. And to kind of come back on the whole XP ordeal, if you guys are wondering what it's all about, a lot of you guys are most likely new, not watching from the start. Long story short, there's a couple of things which are lining up right now, and we basically concluded, again, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. John Deaton was basically talking about how there's a really inherent big shift between being a security, the XP itself, and the sale of XRP being a security, or a security offering, I guess. There's a really big difference in that, and we need to kind of put a baseline over what is what. Bank basically shared that in New York, it's listed under the New York pre-approval list for custody, which is basically another little spark of a debate of, well, if it is still allowed for custody, and New York is under that presumption, and everything is under that presumption, then that does mean that XP itself cannot be a security, because then all these authorities in the US, and even Coinbase and whatnot, would not even be allowed to hold it. At least that makes sense to me, right? If something is officially a security, then you're not allowed to hold it and be in possession of it, or help people be in possession of something illegal. But then again, Ripple does still sell, and Jeremy here put up this tweet here. Wouldn't get out of my head. So I had to read the Telegram case again, and John Deaton has the only reasonable conclusion. In preparing this lawsuit back in late 2020, the SEC didn't believe that XP was still a security, or didn't believe it could prove it. Indeed, even in the Telegram case, the judge clarified that the token itself was not a security, see part P4 below. So why won't the SEC stipulate that XP itself is not a security? P.S. Thanks a lot, John, for messing with my mind like that. Point number 4 is the Telegram court reiterated that this finding in its denial of Telegram's subsequent request for clarification. The security was neither the Gram purchase agreement nor the Gram, but the entire scheme that comprised the Gram purchase agreements and the accompanying understandings and undertakings by Telegram, including the expectation and intention that the initial purchasers would distribute Grams into a secondary public market. What do we have here, actually? If the SEC seeks to enjoin an ongoing violation of the security laws, as is the case here, it must make a proper showing of a risk of future harm, but does not need to show a risk of repetition. The sole function of an action for injunction is to forestall future violations. All it takes to make the cause of action for relief by injunction. Let me just take a little sip of OJ. All it takes to make the cause... It doesn't work. My throat is still messed up. Whatever. All it takes to... Like, orange juice is like the worst thing I could have picked, by the way. I should have just grabbed water. All it takes to make the cause of action for relief by injunction is a real threat of future violation or a contemporary violation of a nature likely to continue or recur, except for the case where the SEC steps in to prevent an ongoing violation. This language seems to require a finding of likelihood or propensity to engage in future violations, and this principle is a corollary to the most basic rule of preventative injunctive relief, that the plaintiff must show a cognizable risk of future harm. So what I think he refers to here, as far as I know, right, is that, okay, so I understand exactly how this works. What they're saying is that if the SEC, for example, were right now to look at Ripple, they would most likely conclude that there's a high propensity, there's a high probability, there's a high chance that Ripple's going to keep selling. But the fact that they did not stop that and not go for an injunction to say, hey, stop selling, like John Deaton quotes right here, means that the SEC even most likely believed that whatever happened before December 2020 is a completely different scenario than what's going to happen afterwards. Basically meaning that from the point forward of the lawsuit date, XRP is not a security anymore. Or at least that's not what they're claiming to actually want to prove or go for or do. Meaning that there's a really higher likelihood that we're going to get a positive result out of this. As once more, guys, whatever this decision is going to be for XRP pre-22 December 2020, who gives a crap? It's about what's going to happen in the future. Whatever happened before, Ripple pays a fine, Ripple does this, that. I don't care. It's about what the XRP status is right now. But the fact that the SEC is not really claiming anything about that kind of makes us believe that the only thing they're trying to claim and kind of go for is everything before the date of the lawsuit. Because Ripple's still selling, Ripple's still holding a lot of it, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Something to kind of think about for yourselves. All right, guys. Having said that, you guys have been amazing. We've been streaming for about an hour. I wanted to get to 500 likes. Unfortunately, we did not get there. How many likes are we at right now, guys? Are we almost at 500? Or are we just hitting 400? I'm not sure. I just want to say, if you guys haven't pressed that like button yet, just know that you're doing me a really big favor in the YouTube algorithm. It does not give me more money. It does not do anything too crazy for your own account, I don't think. Also, you can not press it if you don't want to. Just saying, if you want to help out, make sure you press that button. Oh, we're not even at 400. We're at 350 something. Whatever. We tried. No worries. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed the stream. Hopefully, learned something new. Hopefully, you got something out of it. And definitely, guys, we'll come back tomorrow with another juicy crypto stream. So if you guys are excited about that, come by and stop by tomorrow. And by the way, guys, before I forget, make sure, and this is so important, that you have your notification bell on. I'm telling you guys right now, it could be that at one of these points, all of a sudden, Ripple versus SC, the lawsuit is just, boom, settled. What if you're not there? You can always decide to ignore my videos, and that's completely fine. But what if it settles and you're not there? You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the only guy who, on the day that Ripple and the SEC settled, you're a couple hours too late and you missed a big pump. Make sure you have your notifications on. Press that little button and put it to all notifications. And then just, as I said before, ignore some of the videos you don't like or do whatever you please, but make sure you have the option for yourself. That is all I am saying. All right? Once more, don't do it for me, do it for yourself. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today. Adios, amigos. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. I love you.